The whispers had been echoing through the company halls for days. Marta Figueiredo, newly appointed executive director of Link Tecnologia, tried to ignore the gossip, but something kept nagging at her. There was a rumor about a night shift janitor accessing restricted areas after hours. A quiet man who rarely spoke to anyone, Jose Carlos. A widowed father, always silent, always punctual, almost invisible. At 43, Marta had 2 teenage kids and a brilliant career. With an MBA from Fundação Getúlio Vargas and experience in top São Paulo firms, she took the helm of Link during a crucial time. In 3 weeks, the company would launch a groundbreaking home automation system. A data leak could be catastrophic. She couldn't take chances. It was Friday, nearly 11 p.m., when Marta decided to act. She dressed plainly, tied her hair, ditched her high heels, and waited in the parking lot, hidden among the cars. Moments later, she saw Jose exit through a side door with a worn-out backpack. He got into an old, faded Fiat Uno and drove off. Marta followed from a distance. They left the upscale neighborhoods and entered modest areas, low walls, tangled power lines, dimly lit streets. After 20 minutes, Jose parked in front of a rundown building with a faded sign, Centro Comunitario Esperanza, Hope Community Center. Marta frowned. What was a janitor doing there at midnight? She hid behind a tree and watched him unload boxes from the trunk, computers. She crept up to a side window. Inside, Jose set up a room with improvised desks, connecting the machines quickly and skillfully. Soon, children and teens arrived, smiling and hugging him. Marta stayed hidden, watching. Jose stood before a whiteboard and began to speak, with clarity, passion, and authority. He taught programming logic like it was second nature. The kids listened intently. A girl asked if they could build a website for the school fair. Jose smiled. That's exactly why we learn, Maria, to turn ideas into something useful. Marta felt a lump in her throat. This wasn't corporate espionage. It was a class. By 2 a.m., Jose handed out cleaned-up laptops to the younger kids. Here, João, this one's yours. I installed the math program we talked about. Your password's your birth date, remember? The boy hugged the computer like a treasure. Marta looked away, moved. When Jose finally left, he noticed her. Cautious, he approached. Good evening. Is everything okay? Marta, caught off guard, improvised. I came to drop off some donations. Thought it might help. He nodded, skeptical but polite. The center appreciates it. We always need support. If you'd like, I can show you the project another time. That night, she couldn't sleep. On Monday, she requested Jose's HR file. It puzzled her. 42 years old, from Campinas, widowed, father to a girl named Luisa. No degrees listed, only generic roles in tech companies. No university, no accolades, no clear reason to be cleaning the floors of one of Brazil's top startups. But one detail stood out. At his previous job, Jose had spent 3 years in the systems department. And then, he vanished. Curious, Marta dug deeper. Through a contact in a consulting firm, she found the truth. Jose Carlos de Andrade, his full name, was a computer engineer. He had helped develop the open-source platform that Link Tecnologia later acquired. He was, in fact, one of the original creators of the very system the company was now built on. Even more shocking, he had been wrongfully fired after reporting critical flaws in medical software. He won the lawsuit, but his career was over. Blacklisted. That same year, he lost his wife to cancer. Since then, he had dedicated himself to raising his daughter and running grassroots tech education projects. Alone in the boardroom, Marta reread the report. She stared at the image of the man she had once suspected of stealing data. Shame burned in her chest. The janitor she considered firing was the forgotten engineer who had helped build her company. And for the first time in years, Marta asked herself, what matters more, a framed diploma or what we do when no one is watching? The next day, she entered the office with new eyes. While executives chased numbers, She watched the faces, the silences. When José passed with his cleaning cart, she nearly called out, but held back. She needed to be careful. If she revealed the truth the wrong way, no one would believe her. Who listens to a janitor? 3 days before the big product launch, a disaster struck. The dev team found a serious system bug, a flaw in the code that could ruin everything. Emergency meetings piled up. No solution worked. Chaos spread. Then, in a moment of exhaustion, Marta noticed José cleaning a glass wall nearby. He was silent, but his eyes were fixed on the projector screen filled with code. On impulse, she approached him. "José, can I ask a favor?" He looked surprised. "I need a technical opinion, that's all." She showed him the reports. "Do you see something we're missing?" He sat quietly, brows furrowed. After a few moments, he pointed at a specific line. "The issue isn't here. It's in the memory management of the core system. This type of error used to show up in a similar framework we worked on years ago." Marta barely breathed. "Can it be fixed?" José hesitated. "With full access, yes, but I'm just the janitor." She stood up. "No. You're the man who wrote part of this before any of us knew what modular programming even was." That night, in a room full of executives and developers, Marta walked in with José. Silence fell. All eyes turned to the man in a blue uniform. "This is José Carlos de Andrade," Marta announced. "He understands this system better than anyone here. Starting now, he'll work directly with the dev team." The CTO protested. "But he's janitorial staff," Marta responded. "And many of us were still in school when he built the foundation of what powers this company." For 48 straight hours, José worked with the engineers. He not only fixed the bug, but made the system faster. The launch went ahead. Sales broke records. The company's stock rose 12% in one day. After the success, Marta called a company-wide meeting. Everyone gathered in the main hall. José stood quietly in the back. Marta stepped onto the stage. Link Technologia overcame a massive challenge this week. But today isn't just about celebrating success. It's about recognizing someone who made the difference. She extended her hand. "José, please." He walked to the front, uncertain, overwhelmed. "This man was ignored by us for years," Marta said. "But he protected us, in silence. Not just as a janitor, but as a brilliant and ethical human being. From today, we offer him the role of Director of Tech Inclusion and Social Projects." The crowd erupted in applause, but José didn't smile. He took the mic and said, "Thank you, truly, but I must decline." A stunned hush fell. Marta tried to react, but he continued. "I lost everything, my career, my wife, my dignity. All I had left was my daughter and the desire to help others who had nothing. At the community center, I found purpose. That's where I belong. Those kids need me more than this company ever did." Marta nodded. "Then I have another proposal. Link will launch a national digital inclusion program, and the Esperanza Center will be the pilot project. We'll fund your work, bring in computers, partnerships, and we want you as coordinator." Tears welled up in José's eyes. He finally smiled. "That, I accept." From that day forward, the center thrived. It was renamed Laboratorio José Carlos de Andrade, with a plaque that read, "For the one who never stopped teaching, even when no one was listening." Marta's son, Vinicius, started volunteering there. Luisa, José's daughter, got better with treatment. The two teens grew close, sharing dreams and laughter. But like all real stories, it wasn't all perfect. Trouble came. Some board members at Link questioned the cost of the social project. "Are you in love with the janitor?" one said to Marta during a dinner. "Is that why you're wasting company money?" She stood, heart pounding. "Yes, I'm in love with the idea of a better country, of giving a future to those the world abandoned." But doubt crept in. She distanced herself from José to protect him. He noticed. Then Luisa fell ill again. Fatigue, headaches, fainting. Tests showed severe anemia with a possible autoimmune condition. Jose was back in hospitals, back in fear. Marta rushed to be with him. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I didn't want to be a burden," he replied. She took his hand. "You never were. You reminded me what truly matters." Despite everything, Luisa attended the year-end event at the center. Children in white outfits, simple music, proud parents. Jose's speech was short. "We don't just teach tech here. We teach that no one is alone." But behind the scenes, Marta had received an ultimatum: cut the project's budget in half or risk her position. That night, watching a child hug a battered laptop like it was gold, Marta knew what she had to do. She submitted a bold proposal: a dedicated social tech division within Link with its own budget and goals. This isn't charity, it's smart investment. It was rejected. She resigned the same day. Jose found her outside the building, carrying a cardboard box. "You quit because of me?" "No," she replied. "I quit for Luisa, for Vinicius, for everyone who deserves a future." They sat on a bench, exhausted, but calm. "You've lost everything," Jose said. Marta smiled. "No, I've just found a way to start over, this time, the right way." But funding dried up. The center faltered, donations dwindled. It was on the verge of shutting down. Then came the call. An old college friend, now a social investor, offered Marta a leadership role in a new initiative. She had an idea. The next morning, Jose arrived to a miracle. Fresh paint, a truck unloading supplies, volunteers setting up new computers, and Marta, in jeans and a t-shirt, smiling. "Good morning," she said. "We're starting over." With backing from a social impact fund, Tecnología para Todos, Tech for All, was born. The Esperanza Center became the flagship of a nationwide network. 10 centers opened. Children once invisible now thrived in science fairs, contests, and jobs. Jose remained humble, teaching in the same room, seeing eyes light up at their first line of code. One day, a reporter asked Jose, "How does it feel to know thousands of children dream of tech because of you?" He paused. "Happy, but more than that, grateful, because someone believed in me when I had forgotten who I was." Marta, beside him, squeezed his hand. Today, the São Paulo Center is a national model. The entrance wall holds one powerful phrase: "Some architectures matter more than code. They're built from empathy, courage, and second chances." And the most iconic photo? Marta and Jose, seated side by side, smiling. No titles, no ego. Just two people who learned late in life that purpose matters more than status, and that there's no wrong time to begin again. This story doesn't end with a kiss or a celebration. It continues, with two families sharing a picnic, children laughing, adults chatting under a tree. Marta and Jose holding hands, watching it all unfold. Because some stories don't need an ending. They just need time and space to bloom.